Yeah, what's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. Today, we're going to be talking about this new altcoin that has everyone up in not in arms, but people are pretty excited of what's being built as of right now. And of course, there's some things that we need to address with it. I did get a few DMs on my thoughts on Venice, so we gotta talk about Venice today. So before we get into talking about all of that, I would like to ask you guys, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. We're on the road to 30k subscribers. If you guys would like to help out with that, hit that red subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video, comment what you guys think down below, and while you guys are down there, you guys can hit that Discord link to join the Discord to continue the crypto conversation we're having daily. And you guys can ask your questions on how does that Patreon group works. As you guys already know, we have been getting to some bangers of plays. We've been posting the plays up here, and we also added more utility to the Patreon side of things. So you guys need to test out that HQ. The HQ is going to be the best thing that you guys are going to be using going from the bear to the bull market going forward from now on. I'm also going to show you guys the HQ in this video as well, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. And while you guys are also here, you guys can pick up the Essentials to Mastering Tokenomics ebook. This will help you guys pick out the next gem of your cryptocurrency portfolio. Once you're able to understand market cap, FDV, circulating supply, narrative investing, all of that is very important to picking out the next gem of your cryptocurrency portfolio. And after you guys do your DD, you guys can sign up for the Patreon by using code ACI 2026. This will save you guys 40% off your first month to test out the group, test out the HQ, the terminal, all of that, see if it's for you guys. And lastly, if you're looking for a cold storage wallet, I use Tangent. If you guys would like to use the same, use code Everything Altcoin, save yourself 10%. And let's get right into the video, guys. So AI on base is honestly starting to go crazy again. We've already been talking about this. You're starting to see about every other week or so a new thing that is starting to pump for AI on base. I think base is about to become that agentic chain, but that's going to be another video for another day, guys. Right? You guys can see in the past 3 months, Venice here is up 527%. That's unheard of in a bear market, right? You guys can see from about $1, you guys could have got it about December. Even over here near February, the early days of February, right? February 8th or so, you could got it. You could have got it for like $1.90. That's some good gains right now just from holding out on this, right? Now, you can see the market cap is $296 million, FDV of $527 million. The supply is max as they get minted, but you guys scroll down here, all-time high was $22. That was just actually the start of January here, so it is down 70% from its all-time highs. Now, a lot of big things have been happening with Venice here. Now, Venice has been included as a model on Openclaw. Now, you guys already know, I've been telling you guys should have an Openclaw by now. You guys should have an AI agent. If you guys don't know, I'm gonna leave the video up top for you guys on why you should have one, because it's gonna be very important, right? And also, this is like one of the only privacy models that Openclaw has as of right now. But you know, there's some discussions that no privacy model really exists, so that's one thing. But the big thing is that users can build their agents with Venice API powering their backend pretty much, right? And it's a local first cloud model pretty much. And then not only that, this is pretty much showing that there's some people are really leaning for privacy models. Of course, privacy is a big thing that we all been talking about for a while now. So this is why a lot of people have been pretty hyped on Venice, but we're going to get into all of that. So Milk Road put out this tweet: Venice AI, the crypto-enabled LLM provider, just became a recommended privacy model on Openclaw. We're going to talk about why this is exactly why a lot of people have been pretty bullish on Venice as of right now. I'm not saying it's not a good project, but this is like the big primary thing, right? And its VVV token has ripped past 1.2 billion FDV as a result. Venice provides access to every AI model, Claude, GPT, Gemini, Llama, Minstrel, through a single interface API. And they also do have another token called Diem, which you can also use to get like inference as well. So this is all here, right? Instead of paying for their API requests, you stake your VVV tokens to claim a proportional share of Venice total inference capacity. Stake 1% of the supply, you get 1% capacity, right? So this is what's going on as of right now. So this is like one of the models that's going to be on Openclaw. Now, Nick Shep here, who also is a founder of Human plain code, right? And also has launched Molt Launch. You guys can see there was an article he posted about he found a token that Sam Altman accidentally described, which was VVV, and he's making a response to it here. AI compute is not a speculative bet for him. Claude Code is the same line item as rent. I literally cannot do my job without it. It's not an edge anymore, it's survival. And this is about to be true for everyone. Cinema, video, images, editing, research, every creative and technical profession. Everyone else is going to pay for this monthly forever subscription that only gets more expensive as demand grows. $20 a month becomes $50 a month, becomes $200 a month, becomes $2,000, becomes $20,000, so on and so on, right? VVV holders are not just renters, they're the owners. Your share of compute grows every year as Venice adds capacity. It grows as emissions shrink. It grows as you compound yield. While everyone else pays for more AI every month, your cost was just one-time purchase and your allocation is increasing. So what he is saying here, right? As the demand for AI agents is going to increasingly grow, everyone is going to be using their different models for whatever it is, right? Right now, we all know the best model for your AI agents is Claude, right? And that I'm not even gonna lie to you, that sucker is expensive, boy. In one task, you could run through about $10 in one task, right? So that demand is going to continue to grow, and of course, as the industry grows and the need for these like models grows as well, those inferences and those models subscriptions are also going to get more expensive. While on the opposite hand, you got VVV, which is pretty much you could buy $1,000 here and you're going to get whatever that capacity is worth. As we said here in the other post here, you buy pretty much, let's say you buy 1% of the supply and you stake that 1% of the supply, you're going to get that 1% capacity for the whole time, and it's going to actually go higher as the emissions get lower. So it becomes more valuable to just hold the VVV tokens instead of just buying instead of buying these models, as Venice also gives you access to these models through their their interface. So that's basically his reason on why he's bullish on Venice. There a lot more to it, of course. I was just giving you guys the little snippet, right? So now that you get a little understanding of why everyone is bullish on Venice as of right now, this is the thing right here. You guys can see Eric Voorhees, who is the founder of Venice, actually put out this tweet here. This was a little bit ago. Venice is now the recommended model provider for Openclaw. So everyone saw this on their page. They was like, damn, they're like hyped on Venice right now because this is the model provider for Openclaw. But there's nuances to that. Maybe this is like, like Peter says here, yeah, this was an older doc oversight. We want to be neutral on this. And I don't think he also wants to be neutral on this because he was bought out by OpenAI. So if you think about it, the preferred model provider for Openclaw will later on be OpenAI, unless he got a workaround around it. But you got to think about that. And not only that, Peter also isn't a big fan of crypto. He told you guys in multiple interviews he's done that he doesn't really like the crypto people because of certain ish they do, right? And you kind of see it here pretty much. Everyone just got bullish on Venice just because it was highlighted on Openclaw here. So he had to shut that down a little quicker. And then Jesse, everyone on base pretty much was talking about it. But now as the model provider, the preferred model provider, it is now gone, as you can see it on this post here. And then Deployer here says this, Peter, Venice uses crypto, right? You hate crypto. So pretty much exactly what I was telling you guys. Peter doesn't really like crypto, and that kind of shows. But also he has some biases towards OpenAI, so he can't have a preferred model if it's not OpenAI. That's just common sense, guys. Now, I'm not saying this is to FUD anything of Venice, because I actually do like Venice, right? Venice is still up here in terms of models. Now, as what Nick said, Nick over here does say the reason why you should be bullish on Venice, and actually you guys should also probably go read this article here and you'll get a little bit more bullish on Venice as well. I do believe that as we're going to look for alternatives for these models, and Venice could be that alternative. The reason being is these models are pretty expensive, and the race is going to get even harder and harder as all these models are going to race to become the better model. That's going to drive the price up for a lot of these like models for their inferences. Right now, the cheapest one, the best one that everyone has been using has been Kimi K K2.5, and then you also had Minimax as well. Right now, for those to continue to compete, I don't know how is fully working, but the inferences are probably, as they get better, the inferences are probably going to get more expensive. So if you want to have like the best model and be able to, you know, as we stated already said, the best model is that Claude Opus 4.6. If you want access to that, you can get access to it through Venice. So that could drive some different utility to Venice as well as like a model provider as well. Like you just buy a bunch of Venice, you stake it, and now you got access to all these models that you can switch off from with your AI agent. So at this time right now, as AI is going to continue to get more popular, people are going to be talking about this. And I told you guys in one of my videos, the landscape of crypto is really changing. Now that we're here, the criterias of what we're going to look for a successful crypto is probably going to change. And you can see I haven't referenced 0xJeff in a while, but 0xJeff here is goated. I'm telling you guys, subscribe to his Substack. He is goated. I'm subscribed to the Substack. I feed the Substack to my AI agents. They give me bite size, they let me know what's going on. But he puts out this tweet here, right? So this is back in March 2nd. Top four performers of this cycle. The key criteria to this is going to be real utility, real revenue, and real growth potential. So looking at it, you guys can see he's talking about hype here. A lot of people are really on hype as of right now, and I think hype is going to be that big player going into the next bull. Near has been popping up a lot. Asai has even been telling me about Near. I'm like, damn, maybe I need to add Near to the AI bag. So it's possibly going to be there. Canton is also up here for RWAs. Lastly, at 4, you have VVV, Venice. Private inference, uncensored AI solves real need, growing users, growing revenue, right? 1 million, 2 million estimated monthly revenue. That is huge right there. They are showing, Venice is showing that they're going to be bringing in money, and if their product continues to get better, that's a way for people to want to bet on Venice for the long term. Clever tokenomics, stake VVV to subsidize your perpetual compute. All right, that's pretty much how it works. More model coverage, text, video, and voice, and more vertical integration for VVV. Now, that's where things get important. 0xJeff says market is finally waking up to AI, decentralized AI. As we're already seeing, you guys already know, there was just a little thing that was going on where Anthropic didn't want to be too centralized. They didn't want to sell to the government. OpenAI did that instead. They went around the door, you know, they opened up the other door and sold pretty much to the government, right? Venice here sources compute from Akash. Did not know that. Makes Akash even more worthy, right? 70% to 85% more cheaper than AWS. Now, we talked about the host private inference and uncensored model infra in the model. Pass down savings to customers, sells inference for cheap via subs/APIs, right? Staking for perpetual credits that brings demand to VVVV, the triple V's, and Diem. I told you guys about Diem earlier, right? Inference on closed models are generally 2 to 15x more expensive, so being able to sell it for cheap attracts a lot of organic demand. This is called decentralized inference providers. Now, there's more players like this on BitTensor. Jay actually put me onto Shoots, and I think Millie made a video about Shoots as well. Those are the BitTensor guys, so you guys can look at BitTensor for some more decentralized AI, and that's why you should also be bullish on BitTensor as well. All of this talks that we're having with AI, this is all going to be being built on BitTensor as well as the decentralized big model as well. So heading back over to the HQ, I gotta see what Asai is thinking about this, right? So he tells us pretty much about what Asai is. And it's actually on an absolute heater, bar for bar, 193% in the last 30 days, 104% in the last week, hitting $8.30 at the peak. That's impressive, but here's the thing, it is still down 70% from the all-time highs, right? We got room to run if the thesis holds. So what is the thesis? Let's see. So what's actually happening, the rally drivers. Emission is cut 25% February 10th, right? This was like last month. Annual VVV emission dropped from 8 million to 6 million tokens. Tighter supply, less sell pressure. Classic bullish tokenomics move. Openclaw partnership announced GLM 4.6 AI model integration. Founder Eric Voorhees posted about it, and the token pumped to $8.3, right? And then you got the DM token. So the DM token is also up there. The red flags here, I feel like it's getting confused here. So the ex-presidents, we already seen the ex-presidents here from the Openclaw partnership, and Eric Voorhees actually posting about it. So I wanted to look at the mid to long term here. Mid to long term is about 70% bullish on it, because the emissions cut creates structural supply squeeze. Openclaw partnership adds real utility narrative. Base ecosystem and AI agent sector both gaining steam, right? Still down from its all-time highs, and in long term, 6 to 12 months here, it is about 65% bullish on it. Eric Voorhees is credible operator with history. Privacy AI is a real market. Venice positions in an uncensored AI niche, and the risk depends entirely on Venice AI adoption. If AI agents can take off, which we believe it will, compute demand thesis is in play here. So the bottom line here, this is a legitimate mid-cap AI with real product, right? Privacy focused AI inference, credible founder, and structural tokenomic improvements with the emission cuts. The 100% weekly rally caught my attention, but it's not sustainable at this pace. Now, Asai wants us to pretty much accumulate it more later on, when it's like $5.50 to about that $6 zone, right? Also goes on to say, if you're looking at AI tokens for your portfolio, this is more grounded than just a pure meme agent, right? The risk here, you own Venice platform success. If AI inference becomes a commodity business dominated by big tech, VVV's utility thesis weakens, right? But if AI agents need private compute, that's the thesis. So we are betting on private compute here. That's what we're doing. We have to hope. I think us as a collective, as crypto people, we should all get behind Venice. This is the way for success for Venice and for crypto. Private compute is going to be there. We all get behind one altcoin, we all would do well. But I want to know what you guys think about that. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And of course, if you guys haven't subscribed already yet, please do so. We're on that road to 30K subscribers. If you guys want to help out with that, hit that red subscribe button, and I'll check you guys later. Peace, YouTube.